Last night, I read a post about life being a drama, one big drama, and so I'm going to try to explain it to help people understand where I was coming from. I'm going to start by saying, like every movies in the 21st century, there's a plot. We have some action movies, we have some romance, some comedy, some drama, some what's it called? Some science fiction. We have all those things within our 21st century when you think about motion picture and movies. And like those things, life on the surface of the earth is similar to that. And by that I mean, on the earth we have 7 billion plus people living on the earth. And yet, those people have to interact with one another in a society. And because those people have to interact with one another in a society, from an objective perspective, you can say life on the surface of the earth is one big motion picture that is playing within with on the surface of the earth. And by that I mean, you can say that the interactions between human beings on the surface of the earth is like a motion picture, which means life on the surface of the earth is like a drama that the players, i.e. the players, i.e. the people living on the surface of the earth, has control over because they have the power to alter it and make life better. And the drama that the designer of this universe also has control over because that designer may be able to come down in avatar's form and understand reality from the perspective the people on the earth may not be able to understand reality from as of this moment in time. And so if that designer of this if the designer of the universe was to come to earth in the avatar form, that designer might have some knowledge or might be able to see reality from a different perspective than the people currently living on the surface of the earth, which means that avatar will be able to alter life on the surface of the earth in a positive or negative way, depending on what he chooses or what she chooses. But even though the avatar has the power and the understanding to alter life on the surface of the earth in a positive and negative way, the people on the surface of the earth also has the power to alter life on the surface of the earth in a positive and negative way. And by that I mean, if everyone on the surface of the earth, or if everyone in America was to come together and say, okay, we don't like how things is being run in our country. We are living within a democracy, and we have the power to change those things by voting the people out and putting new people in, or changing our form of government, since the Constitution gave us that power too. They will supposedly alter the reality of life in America. So the fact that that option exists means that the people living on the surface of the earth also have power within this drama. And it is more than a drama too, because we have all lived within a biological vessel, and because biology is so hard, the instinct of biology is so hard to overcome. Biology has a grip on people within this reality, and so that is basically what I'm coming from. Within the drama on Earth, we have violence, we have sports, we have love, friendship, we have music, creative arts, we have intellectual arts, we have a lot of things going on within this reality. And all those things are supposedly changing and altering life and the perspective of life on Earth. And if we were to go to Mars, and Mars has this 6 billion population too, Mars will also be within its own drama, because within that reality there will also be problems that are coexisting among the people living within that reality. And so this whole universe of ours is one big drama based off the fact that within each reality that has intelligent beings like humans, there is something, there is interaction going on that is creating conflict or creating problems and stuff like that. And so, and the fact that all those planets are entangled with one another, based off the fact that if you have the technology, you can go to other planets. If you have the technology, you can create an orbital system yourself to come down to other planets. It means that life within our universe is one huge drama that is entangled with one another. And so, for things to change, the people within this universe and the people on Earth need to understand that they are supposedly living within a reality that they have control to alter. They're living within a reality in a universe that they have the power to alter by just being being understanding, being kind, honest, compassionate with one another, and stuff like that. But the fact that biology is also has a grip on people, it's hard for people to come to that conclusion. Like, okay, we are supposed to live within a drama that we have control over, and so we should make changes. It's hard for people to come to that conclusion because most people are unable to see or detach themselves from their own actions, their own thought process, their own belief, and so they are unable to see reality from an objective perspective. But if you're able to see reality from an objective perspective and look down on this universe and see and analyze everything that is going on, you'll be able to see that this universe is one big motion picture that is playing itself with the people interacting with one another. So it's basically an endless motion picture. And by that I mean it's a motion picture that keeps going from one generation to the next. Less than 100 years ago, we had World War I, and what's it called? We had World War II, and less than 120 years ago, we had World War I. So World War I and World War II was also a part of this drama on Earth because both of those wars alter realities on Earth. And so if you were to look at the history of this drama on Earth that is playing, you will see that World War I and World War II was a huge part of it. You will see that Columbus supposedly getting lost and stumbling upon the New World is a huge part of it because it changed people's comprehension of the Earth, and it also made the Native Americans and the European interaction possible. So prior to Columbus getting lost and stumbling upon the North America and South America and the Caribbeans by mistake, the people on those continents really didn't have any interaction with the people in Europe or the people in Africa, and so the discovery of North America, South America, the Caribbeans, and all the islands in the Caribbeans was a changing point in this motion picture that is playing on Earth because they introduced two people that really didn't have interaction with one another to get together, and as a result, we now have the United States and other countries because when both of these civilizations came into contact with one another, the Europeans was already a warfare civilization designed around built on capitalism, and so they saw the new world from a capitalistic perspective. They saw the new world as a way to enrich themselves, and some Europeans saw the new world as a way to leave oppression and tyranny to be able to practice their religious belief and stuff like that, and so they came over, and so that's just another what's it called another act within this drama that is still playing on the surface of the earth, and so from the objective perspective, life in this whole universe is a drama that is entangled with one another, because any planet that have intelligent beings like humans on them supposedly also have a drama playing in on our planet too, the same way life is playing on the earth right now. Right now we have in America we have election season, um, and so America is now once again in a political drama, and by that I mean people are now focused on elections and who they're going to vote for, Joe Biden or Donald Trump. That's one of the main act in America right now, the drama of the American drama. If you go to Canada, life in Canada is also a drama. They have the Canadian drama going on. The thing the people in Canada cares about, the thing the people in Canada interact with one another for on a daily basis. And so that's what basically what I'm talking about. I'm talking about life is a drama, and by that I mean life is a endless cycle of of a motion picture that is changing, progressing, and then regressing at the same time. And so, less than 300 years ago, we still had slavery. But the fact that we don't have slavery in America anymore, and slavery is supposed to be illegal in America, it means that life has progressed. But the fact that we still have police brutality, and still and black people are still in the street asking for equal justice under the law, means that even though life has progressed because we don't have slaves anymore, life still haven't really changed too much within this drama. And so basically, life is supposedly a motion picture, and one of the key aspects of this is the fact that the people who are supposedly the key figure in this motion picture within this universe and on the earth are unable to see that if they were watching the motion picture from an objective perspective, they might see themselves as the bad guys or as the villains were in the movies. And so the fact that they're unable to see that is one of the flaw within the system, and the flaw is created by biology. And by that I mean, if you were to go to a motion picture, for example, the Harry Potter movie, when Harry Potter and Voldemort was facing off, some people was like rooting for Harry Potter because they hated Voldemort, and from their perspective, they could understand why Voldemort was the villain in the movie, and so that's like rooting for Harry Potter. But within the drama that is life, the villains or the people in power really cannot see from our objective perspective that they are supposedly Baltimore's, and supposedly one of the reasons life is not progression. And so from the perspective, they are unable to see this movie from an objective perspective. And because they are unable to see the movie that is life from an objective perspective, they have no idea that they are supposedly Baltimore within this drama. And so that is basically the concept I was talking about last night. And to break it down even simpler is just try to just analyze life within your own household. Life within your own household is kind of like a drama too, because you interact with people in your household, you interact with your parents and stuff like that. And so it's a drama that you really don't have total control over, and it's a drama that if there's technically not actors acting within it, even though there could be some actors within it too. And by that I mean it's a drama that biology is playing, because biology has grip on people. Biological instincts are very hard to overcome, and biological instincts create flawed visions at times. And by that I mean it prevents people from seeing reality from the objective point of view. It prevents people from seeing their own action, deeds, and thoughts, and how they have effects on other people. And so because biological instincts are so strong, it's hard for people to take a step back and see reality or themselves or their own thought process from an objective perspective. And because they're unable to do that, they're unable to see that life within the household, life within the society, life within the community, life within their own reality is one big drama that is playing from one generation to the next, and that they actually have the power to alter the reality of life within the reality, a household, their own community. Because if they were to realize that life is one big drama, then they will understand that, okay, if life is one big drama, we have the power to change it in a healthy way, which means we should try to change it in a healthy way, and get rid of all this negative aspect that is endangering life and keeping people down. But the fact that people are unable to see that perspective means is one of the main reasons the cycle keep repeating itself. And by cycle, I mean warfare, hate, abuse, greed, envy, jealousy. And those things keep repeating themselves because people are unable to take a step back and see reality from an objective perspective. And I'm going to close by saying, on Earth right now, we have the rise of China, the decline of America. So once again, China is a communist state. America is a capitalistic state. Most of the Western nations are capitalist states. The Scandinavian nations are supposedly democratic socialism. And so we have within the political fear of this drama on Earth, we have a monarch system in the Middle East and other part of Europe. We have a communist system in China, in North Korea. We have capitalistic systems in Western Europe, in the Americas, and some part of Eastern Europe too. And in Africa, we have most of the African countries have a democracy, even though there may be a couple monarchs in there too. And so on the surface of the earth we have a lot of political dramas going along, and because we have a lot of political drama going along, those things are affecting life within those nations and the interaction with people on the surface of the earth, because most people are unable to take a step back and see reality from an objective perspective and see like, okay, even though my nation is at war with this country, that doesn't mean everybody in that country is evil, or everybody in that country is my enemy and stuff like that. They're unable to see that reality. And so that's one of the main reasons life hasn't been able to change within this drama too much. It's that the lack of self-awareness that life is one big drama, and that supposedly life has a designer, and it's possible for you to leave this drama and go up to the designer, to the designer reality, and understand life from their perspective too. And so that's like one of the main reasons life is unable to change. And by that I mean, if if the people on Earth at this moment in time were to stumble upon the technology to create spaceships that's able to travel a decent speed to get them to other planets in a decent amount of time, if the condition of life do not change on this planet, a human were to leave this planet and go to other planets, they will most likely carry the same drama that is going on Earth right now to those planets, and the drama on Earth will be entangled with the drama on those planets when the people on the planet come into contact with people from Earth, and then it'll be another one, and then it will what's it called mix and become another new drama, or a continuation of the old dramas. And so that's how life is entangled. But if the people on Earth were self-conscious that life is a drama, and the people on another planet were self-conscious that life is a drama, when they come into contact with one another, they will both be able to not see an enemy, or supposedly not see somebody that they can oppress or somebody they can abuse for to make their life easier. They will both understand that, okay, we are all living in one big drama, and we all have supposedly the ability to alter it and make life better within it for everyone. So we should try to live together and try to uplift one another. But if beings are unable to see that perspective or understand that life is a drama, and that this whole universe is one big drama that is playing from one generation to the next, and there's going to be a point in time where almost every intelligent species in the universe will have spaceships to travel to other planets and interact with other beings from other planets and see the drama that is playing on other planets. And so if this self consciousness do not awaken within any reality within this universe, then it means that the drama is just going to keep repeating itself. The cycle of the same irrational and senseless hate, abuse, oppression, greed, negativity is going to keep repeating itself from one generation to the next. And the people in power are just going to keep getting more powerful to the point that they are able to abuse power and take advantage of other people and still get away with it. And so one of the things I'm making a video is just to help people understand where I was coming from last night when I said life is a drama, and that supposedly it's a drama that the players, the people living in this reality, within this universe, has control over. And it also is a drama that the designer of this reality or the designer of this universe has control over too. Because if that designer were to come down in an orbital form, that designer orbital might be able to understand things from a different perspective that some people might not be able to understand it. That designer orbital might be able to see reality from a different perspective, just because the fact that its consciousness is similar to the designer consciousness, and so it's going to have some certain advantages and certain um, creative intellectual advantages at times. And so it might be able to see that life is a drama within this reality when other people are unable to see or grasp that perspective at all. And so that is basically why I'm making this video, just to help people understand that life is supposedly life in this universe is supposedly a motion picture that is playing for one generation to the next. A motion picture that has a little bit of action, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of romance, a little bit of science fiction, a little bit of what's it called, of sports, entertainment, music, a little bit of education and stuff like that. And so life is supposed to be a huge motion picture on Earth and all the planets that have intelligent beings. And within this whole universe, it's a huge motion picture that is playing from one generation to the next. And for things to really change and get better, the intelligent beings and the people in power within this universe have to understand that life is a drama, and they have to understand that they are supposed to maybe affecting this drama in a negative way by being greedy for power, by being very close-minded, by being very capitalistic in a thought process and a behavior and stuff like that, or being very self-centered in the fact that they want power for themselves or absolute power over other people and stuff like that. And so until people realize that life within this whole universe is one big motion picture playing for one generation to the next, and that the people living within this universe actually has control over it, even though overcoming biology is not easy, because biology really has a grip on your thought process, your perspective, and your belief. They also need to understand that even though biology has a grip on people's thought process, belief, and perspective, and things like that, it's also possible to overcome biology with knowledge and understanding, and just being very open-minded to other things too, to new ideas. And so I was just making a video to help people understand where I was coming from and how life is one big drama, motion picture that is playing within this universe from one generation to the next, and that the beings in the universe actually have the power to improve the condition of life in this universe by understanding the reality in the universe, and also have the power to go beyond this universe by overcoming themselves and proving that they are able to overcome biology and coexist with biology without being hateful, negative, foul, and abusive, oppressive, greedy, envious, jealous, and stuff like that. But that's all for now. Yes, I made this video.